Namaste my friends, welcome to YogaCandi. My name's Candice and today I have yoga for glowing skin. So we want to glow from the inside out, but I'd also like to teach you guys a little facial massage. So this is something you may not know about me, but I'm actually a beauty therapist as well. I spent more than 8 years massaging people, doing facials and all sorts of things before I became a yoga teacher. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's going to help to drain sinuses and also bring some nutrients and some blood and love back to the skin. So today's flow is going to be probably more on the strong beginner to intermediate side, but if you are a total beginner, please do feel free to join us, and of course just sit out things that are either not capable for your body or just take it a bit of an easier variation, make it your own. That's what yoga's all about. I'm here to guide you, but really this is still your own flow. So all you're going to need today is yourself and a cream that you love, a facial cream or a facial oil or something like that for the end of the class for our massage. So we're going to begin on our hands and knees, taking some lovely cat-cows. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhaling, arching. Just keep doing this, inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhale, arch. Keep going in your own time, at your own pace. Take one more. And come down for puppy pose, extending the arms out long, bringing your forehead down to the ground, just allowing your chest to sink lower and lower to the floor. Suck in that lower belly. Keep your knees underneath the hips. And enjoy some lovely deep breaths here, opening up through the shoulders. Keep your breath nice and deep and long all the way through today's practice. On every exhale, you're going to lift up through the pelvic bowl, sucking the belly up towards the spine. Take one more deep breath here. And make your way into downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. Hands around shoulder distance apart, feet around hip distance. Let's walk our dog. Hang the head nice and heavy, look between the legs. Pulling the shoulder blades apart, sucking up through the core. Keeping the spine nice and long, and don't worry if your heels are not touching the ground. That will come with time, or perhaps it won't, depending on your body. And when you're ready, become still. And just start to feel this lovely inversion. Our heart is above our head. So downward facing dog is already an inversion, bringing all those nutrients and the blood flow up to the scalp, into the face. If any of the inversions we do today don't work for your body, just return to downward facing dog. From down dog, bring your forearms down to the ground for our dolphin pose. Keeping the shoulders and the elbows in line. Lifting up through the tailbone, sucking the core in. You can play around with coming onto tippy toes. Or you can simply just stay in a simple, lovely dolphin. Push back up into downward facing dog. From down dog, let's take a nice slow walk to the front of the mat and become a lovely heavy ragdoll, holding on from elbow to elbow, folding forward over the legs. Feel free to bend them as much as you need to. Allow the neck to hang heavy, the arms to hang, just giving into gravity. You can always take your hands and place them at the base of the skull, just pulling the neck a little further down. Nice and gently, make sure there's no pain. Keep your breath nice and long and deep. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold, draw yourself a little closer to your legs. On an inhale, roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up into standing. Inhaling the hands above the head, look at them as they touch. Exhale, draw them to the side body. Let's do a couple of little neck rotations, rotating in one direction. Just rolling the neck from shoulder to shoulder, taking your time and being very gentle. Take one more little roll over to the other side. And back up to center. Let's inhale, lift our left leg up to the chest, hold it just for a second, and then step back, taking a nice, big, deep, high lunge. Inhaling the hands above the head, look up. Interlace the hands behind the back and exhale, fold forward on the inside of this right leg, allowing the arms to fall up and over your head. Allow the neck to hang heavy, keep strong in the legs. And inhale, come on up. Take a little back bend, looking up to the sky. And release the hands, come into warrior two, rotating the back foot, 90-degree angle. Opening up the arms, looking across beyond the right fingertips. Inhale, lean forward, come back for reverse warrior. And exhale, straighten the front leg, coming down for triangle. Taking this right hand to the thigh, the shin, or all the way down to the ground, depending on your flexibility. Inhale back into our warrior two, look straight ahead. Rotate off the back foot, so you're back in your high lunge. Inhale the hands up to the sky, look up. And exhale, plant the hands either side of the front foot, straightening through the front leg. And just slightly hop the back leg a little closer, in for our pyramid pose. You can always bend really forward over this front leg. Or you can always stay up and keep the leg a little bent, depending on your flexibility. Hang nice and heavy through the head, allowing the blood to return once again. Bend through the front leg, and we're going to come in for standing splits. So take this right hand to the right ankle and lift this left leg up into the sky, only as high as you can reach it. Keeping this left arm out to the side, helping you with balance. And exhale, bring that foot down to release to meet the right, and exhale, release down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Plant the hands and let's step back into plank. Take your time. Hold your plank nice and strong. Suck up through the core. Exhale to the belly and cobra, or exhale chaturanga, upward facing dog. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. Suck up through the belly once you're there. You can always walk your dog, but when you're comfortable, find some stillness. Now come on down to your forearms, back and forth, our dolphin pose. Keeping elbows in line with the shoulders. You can come up onto the tippy toes, or take an easy dolphin, walking your feet back behind you. It's totally your choice. Sucking up through the abs. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Take your time. From your down dog, let's take another walk to the front of the mat. Back in for our forward fold. Big toes together. Go as forward as you possibly can, remembering to bend the knees as much as you need. Hang nice and heavy, grabbing onto each elbow. Or you can always take your hands to the base of the skull, keeping the elbows wide and just gently adding a little bit of extra resistance. Now inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Lift the hands above the head, look as they touch. Exhale, hands all the way to the side of the body. Take some little neck rolls here. Take your time being very gentle. Take one more. And back to center. Inhale this right leg to the chest. Hold it for a second. And then exhale, step it all the way back for a high lunge. Take your time. Take a nice big step. Inhaling the hands up and over the head. Look up. Exhale the hands down and interlace them behind the body. Exhale, fold forward on the inside of this left leg, allowing the arms to fall up and over your head. Take one more deep breath. And inhale, come on up using the power of the legs. Take a little back bend if you can. Look up. And release. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Back foot 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Open up through the arms and look at these left fingertips. Look just beyond them. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg, coming down for triangle. This left hand to the shin, the thigh, or all the way to the ground. Look up to the sky, keeping the arms nice and open. Keeping the hips open. And exhale, warrior two. Look straight ahead. Rotate up and off of that back foot. Straighten the front leg. Roll forward, placing the hands either side of the front foot. And gently jump that back foot a little closer, coming in for pyramid pose. Feel free to just fold nice and heavy over the front leg. Bending the leg as much as you need to, depending on your flexibility. Keeping the hips squared with the front of the mat. Come on forward, bending through the front leg. Let's jump this front foot up off the ground, taking our left hand behind the left ankle, taking the right arm out wide for some stability. Come up into standing splits, lifting this right leg up to the sky. Hold it just for a couple of deep breaths. Exhale, bring this right leg to meet the left. Release out the mouth and fold forward. Hang nice and heavy just for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Plant the hands, let's step back into our plank. Take the Vinyasa of your choice all the way to the belly with Cobra, or exhale, Chaturanga, upward facing dog. And meet me in down dog. Release out your mouth once again. Once you're in down dog, suck up through the belly. We're going to take our last dolphin pose. Just take a moment here to tune back in. Suck up through the core. And then bring your forearms down to the ground. Shoulder distance apart. Release the head, keep the legs nice and strong. We're going to take it a step further, or you can stay in easy dolphin. Lift the left leg up into the sky, as high as you can. pushing up and out of the ground. Exhale it down. Do the same with the other leg. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale it down. Bring your feet together, knees as wide as the mat or even wider. Coming down for a wide-legged child's pose. Forehead down to the ground. Arms extended. Give into gravity. If your bum is not touching your heels, that's okay. Just give into gravity. Maybe even prop something between the heels and your bottom. Walk your hands back towards the body. Bring your knees together. Just sit in a nice comfortable seat, any seat of your choice. Sit up tall through the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Close the eyes. Just give the blood a moment to return back to the rest of the body. Return back to your natural breath. And then let's take a comfortable seat of our choice. Feel free to prop the hips up if you would like to. Just any position that's going to work. You can even lie down. Just make sure you can kind of see what I'm doing. So let's grab our face cream or our facial oil, whatever it is you have handy. We're just going to plop a little blob on the third eye and next to the sinuses. So we're going to be popping it either side of the nostrils. This may look quite funny. So just a little bit of cream, nothing too much. We're going to start off just underneath where we've got our sinuses. You can feel where you've got your cheekbones up here. You want to be lower than the cheekbone. So literally just on the sides of the nostrils. And we're going to drain. So put a lot of pressure. You can use your thumbs or your middle finger. And we're going to drain underneath that cheekbone all the way to the ear. You may hit a little bit where you can feel like the muscular part of your jaw. Start to make a little circular movement on that muscle there. By the end of the jaw, quite close to the ears. So keep that movement of some circular movements on that jaw muscle, which is also very relaxing, but also draining the sinuses down into the lymph nodes. So now drain it down to where you've got some glands behind the ears. Don't put too much pressure on that gland. But we're going to do that again, so we can even use our thumbs. We're going to use a thumb either side of the nose, draining underneath. You can tilt your head up towards the sky a little bit, or even lie on your back. Draining all the way to that jawbone, that mandibular muscle there, and just rotate in little circles on that jaw muscle. And then drain it down behind the ears. Let's do that a couple more times. Draining down the nose, underneath that lovely curve of the cheekbone. You can put quite a lot of pressure. And then massage that muscle of the jaw once again. I'll drain that all the way down and behind the ear. Let's do that one more time. Down the sides of the nostrils, underneath the cheekbone. Find that crevice, draining it all the way to the jaw, making little circular movements. Use as much pressure as feels good for you. Exhale, take it all the way down behind the ears. Now with this one on our third eye, we're going to use our middle fingers and just start to sort of zigzag between the third eye. So you're just rubbing up and down. The fingers are going in opposite directions. One's going up or the other one goes down. And then drain that down the nose, down the sinus, underneath the cheekbone, back behind the ear. Let's do that a couple more times, doing little zigzag movements on the third eye. Draining down the sides of the nose, coming just on the corners of the eyes almost. Put as much pressure as you like, underneath the cheekbone, all the way towards the ears, and draining back down towards the neck. Do it one more time, and then I'm going to show you one more movement. So zigzagging between these eyebrows. Relax all the facial muscles. And then drain down along the sides of the nose, underneath the cheekbones, all the way to the ears, and just drain down. Release. Grab a little bit more of your cream, not too much now. Make sure it's one that you can put close to the eyes. We're just going to place it over the eyebrows, just so that the eyebrows are a little bit slippery, and just also on top of the eyebrow. So take your middle finger and your index finger, and we're going to go either side of the eyebrow, draining down the eyes. So you can put quite a lot of pressure, it's just on the eye bone, not on the eye socket. So just on the bone, either side of the eyebrow, draining outwards towards the temples. When you get to the temple, do a little circle at the temple of the eye. And then drain underneath the eye, up towards the nose and back around. Keep repeating this. Taking both fingers either side of the eyebrow, draining it down towards your temple. Massaging the temple in circular movements. Doesn't matter what direction. And come underneath on this cheekbone, nice and gently. Don't put too much pressure there. Then come back up to the top of the nose and drain over the eyebrows one more time, draining all the way down to the corners, all the way to your temple. Massaging the temple, nice circular movements. And then nice and gently come round underneath the eyes, back up. Our last move, in fact I'll show you two more, why not? Hope you're enjoying this. Use your thumbs this time. If you suffer with headaches, this is a really nice thing to do. Don't put too much cream, just make sure your fingers are a little slippery. So take your thumbs to the corners of the eyes where you've got the bone. You can feel the bone, but quite under, almost as if it's underneath the bone a little bit. And just start to make little massage movements, so moving back and forth from between where the nose begins and a little bit to maybe the center part of the eyebrow. You may even feel that there's like a little slightly tender bit. When you've got headaches or bad sinuses, this is a wonderful place to massage. You can even, if your hands are getting tired, just place your arms onto your knees, maybe bend your knees. And just start to lift off and drain outwards. Lift off and drain outwards. Keep doing that. You can go fast, you can go slow. So it's basically the corners of the eyebrows, and you're draining just a little bit, just a few centimeters away. And feel really, really relaxing. Beautiful for headaches, lovely for sinuses. can go nice and slow, you can go fast, you can just change the pace, whatever's feeling good. You can also just place the pressure and allow your head to sort of hang heavy into those two fingers, into the thumbs. And just so you're holding the pressure for a moment, and then drain. Make sure there's no actual pain and you're not digging into your eye socket. Instead, it's really on that bone. Take a couple more here. Maybe hold it for a moment on a bit that feels good. And then drain all the way to the corners, out to the temples. Put a little bit of pressure on the temple and release. And the last thing is across the forehead. So just put a little bit of cream on 3 fingers. So on your index finger, your middle finger and your ring finger. And we're going to take all 3 fingers above the eyebrows onto the forehead, and we're going to put pressure and drain. This is a better thing to do when you're lying down. I'm just doing it seated up so you can see a bit better. But when you're lying down, you can really drain. So you can even watch me to start with and then lie down. So above eyebrows, fingers spread a little bit, and just draining down the forehead all the way to the temple. You can keep doing that movement. You're taking the fingers off the temple, back to the center, draining down. Continue this a few more times. And then bring the fingers back to the center, down to the nose, and drain one more time underneath these cheekbones. Put as much pressure as you like all the way to the jaw. Give your jaw another little massage. And then down just behind the ears. Put a little bit of pressure, not on the gland behind the ear, but instead just behind the jawbone. You'll feel where there's almost like a little bit of tension. It's where some of your jaw muscles sort of end and join your bottom jaw up to the top of the skull. So you can give that a little massage, just maybe up and down or some circular movements. So it's not on that gland. Put a little bit of extra pressure and release. I hope this made you guys feel lovely. I know it did for me. My sinuses actually haven't been very good, so if anybody else has had that, this is going to feel great. It's not all just about beautiful glowing skin, which of course we all would like. So I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new today. If you have, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, and do let me know in the comments, how did you get on? Did you enjoy that facial massage? Would you like me to do another video similar to this? Would you like me to do just a massage video? I'm quite happy to do that too. Right guys, if you want to connect on a deeper level, all my links are below in the description for Facebook, Instagram and for my website. Until next time, have a lovely day and namaste.